Rise up, man. Yo, whatever. Raise the flags. We ain't talking about that rise up crap. Y'all come on in here and rap with your boy. Let me tell y'all what I saw. Come on in. Welcome to Bucos Locker. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. You know what I'm talking about? You talking about? You talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Clutch. Sometimes the moments matter. It's not about the game. It's about the key moments. That's my overall take about this game. But we're going to get into details in this video right here. It's about the key moments in the game. A crazy game. In person. It is crazy. Matter of fact, shout out to the Atlanta Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That is a really good stadium. Those of you that has not been to Atlanta and partake in the stadium, that is a good stadium. Good food, good entertainment. It was a good time. Now, let's get to the dub that I told you. I said 27-24, 23-20. So, 3-point difference either way, right? So, I didn't get the score right, but I got the point difference, and I got the win. I called that correctly, right? But let me tell y'all, man, the game was crazy. So much happened in the fourth quarter. The game had ups and downs. I mean, like, I'm trying to explain this the best way from a in-person experience. Towards the end of the game, man, it was like both coaches was sugar honey iced tea bricks. Like, both coaches was confused. Like, both coaches didn't know what to really do. Even the Bucs OC, Josh Gizzard, right? He didn't call a great game. The Bucs offensively did not play well. And I told y'all this. There will be some bumps and bruises with the offense. But I gotta say this, though. The Bucs defense, the run defense did what they're supposed to do. The pass defense still an issue. The pass rush is still an issue. But that's neither here nor there. The defense came up with the timely stops. We should be in overtime, but we'll get to that in a second. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Didn't play a great game. 5 drop interceptions. Or maybe 4 or 5 drop interceptions that the Falcons should have had. The Falcons dropped 4 or 5 interceptions that game. Like, literally hit them in their hands. Literally. When I talk about living on the edge, Baker Mayfield lives on the edge. That's how he plays. That's how he's wired. Even with him scrambling and all that stuff like that. Now, there were some bogus calls on both sides for the Bucs and the Falcons because the refs had some weird stuff going on. But Baker Mayfield, shout out to him. Y'all might want to crush him for how he played. But you also got to give him some love, too, that he came up with some key moments. That first touchdown to Emeka, that should have been picked. I'm literally watching. It was coming my way, and I literally saw it. I'm like, that's an interception. Xavier Watts. I don't know how he didn't get the interception, but shout out to Baker Mayfield. Shout out to Emeka. Emeka is that dude when they throw him the ball. For whatever reason, Josh Gizzard was having a hard time feeding Emeka. Let me repeat. For whatever reason, Josh Gizzard has a hard time feeding Emeka. Now, Atlanta's pass defense was giving the Bucs problems. Now, Atlanta defense has improved. They didn't play a full 4 quarters, but just from a football perspective, Atlanta defense did look better. They got some pressure on the quarterback and stuff like that. Baker scrambling. Key moments that matters. Key moments, folks. Key moments matter. Baker played like a D-, C-, D+, but in moments that we needed him, the scrambling, dropping those touchdowns in there. I mean, that last touchdown to Emeka was a dime. I mean, he dropped it right in the basket. It was against Atlanta's second corner, Mike Hughes. So we're going to have the advantage in a lot of games, whoever's guarding Emeka. The dude got hands. He can run after the catch. He can give him some running plays. There was no rush for Chris Godwin to come back, to be honest with you. Once the Bucs offense get themselves together, the Bucs offense did not play well. They didn't even run the ball that well. They ran the ball well in pockets, but being in person, that was a sloppy game. Now, mind you, this is the first game of the season, so I'm not going to hold it against them because I think the offense will be fine. The O-line held up for the most part. Had some bumps and bruises here and there. Graham Barton was getting kind of like manhandled a little bit. But overall, the offense wasn't terrible in a way. When I say not terrible, they could have played better. They left some food on the table, right? Coaching wise, Todd Bowles got to tighten up a little bit. He kind of displayed some things that I'm like, Todd, what you doing on defense? Because Michael Penix started like getting them with that easy throws, and he kept blitzing. And I kept asking myself, won't you make Michael Penix read the defense? And every time he had Michael Penix read the defense, Michael Penix kind of like was flustered. But every time Todd Bowles sent the defense a blitz, like Atlanta was catching the ball. Like now, Baker had 3 touchdowns. But my eyes told me, and he played really good in moments. But my concern with Baker Mayfield at this point of his career is he lives very dangerous on the edge. He's going to give you some great plays, and he's going to give you some WTF plays. Like, what the hell, right? Also, I got to give a shout out to Michael Penix. Michael Penix is from the crib, you know what I'm saying, from the hometown. So he played very well. For a quarterback in his 4th game starting, Michael Penix is going to be good. He'll be fine. He's going to be a problem for the Bucs. He has a really good arm. Watching that arm live, if the Falcons do what they're supposed to do, they're going to be a problem. They're good at quarterback and they're good at receiver once they get Darnell Mooney back in the game. But Michael Penix, and the reason I'm focusing on him because he's from the hometown. He's going to be good. Watching him live, that dude is poised. He don't get flustered. He don't panic. He plays within the game. Now, the play caller could have been better for him, but he played within the scheme of what the game was. And he was kind of eating Todd Bowles' defense up as a rookie. I get the stats say, he played very well. He kind of, low key, honestly, like Baker had 3 touchdowns. But Michael Penix outplayed Baker at quarterback. That's just what my eyes tell me. Baker's going to be fine. But Baker's 30 years old. Penix is 24 in his 4th game starting. The Bucs, I will say this, and I'm going to come back to the game. The Bucs need to build that defense to stop that boy. The Bucs need to build their defense to stop that boy and Drake and Bijan. Because if the Bucs don't build this defense right, what we saw today, when him throwing the ball, is going to be a problem for the next 10 years. Atlanta got one. They got a quarterback for they got their quarterback. I know people's like Kirk Cousins, this, Kirk Cousins, that. Atlanta got them one. They got their guy. And the Bucs need to build that defense to stop that guy and his arm. Because his arm was live. And he was throwing some good passes. A couple passes was like weird, but overall he played well. Baker played well in moments. Baker played well in moments. As the game, no, he didn't play well. But he played really good, very great. Greatness is not, sometimes people think greatness is about 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, all this stuff like that. But sometimes greatness is about showing up in moments that the team needs you. And Baker did that. Baker showed the greatness that put him in the discussion of a top 10 quarterback in key moments. We just need him to be more consistent. So good job, Baker Mayfield, fighting through adversity, fighting through the struggle. Atlanta pass defense was giving Baker Mayfield a lot of issues. And Baker was inaccurate. And he was misfiring. He was very jitterish. But also, shout out to the Bucs O-line. They held up. The run game was not good. They couldn't run the ball. They had some spurts and they had some spurts that they ran the ball with Bucky, but Bucky was irrelevant this game. Even catching the ball, they didn't even throw the ball. Rachaad White wasn't a factor really. Sean Tucker got a run, but for whatever reason, Josh Gizzard, he didn't call a great game. Like, we got out of there with the dub. That's what matters. You know, got out of there with the dub. Now, defensively, the Bucs need to tighten up. Linebackers and Pat. Hassan Reddick got a sack early in the game, in the first half. Or late early third, I forgot what it was, but he got a sack. But his impact, and it's still early, but from what I see, he's gonna have some impact in some games. But he left some food on the table because he was going against a third string right tackle, and there were some moments in the game where Hassan Reddick was not getting in at all. Chris Braswell, I'm just kind of through with him. My concern is with the linebackers. My concern is the linebackers. They gave up a lot of plays in the middle of the field again. To me, from what I've seen in person, after all the talk of the offseason about the defense, to me, from what I see, the defense looks the same. They're going to be good against the run, but not good against the pass. Because Todd Bowles, he believes I'm going to keep blitzing. And there were times that he even tried to hold back on the blitz, like I'm just going to rush 4 guys. And every time he did that, the Bucs secondary was food. Let me repeat. Now, I'm just giving y'all what I've seen in person. The Bucs did a great job getting the dub. Tough game. But when we play the Falcons again in Tampa, it's going to be a continuation of what we saw today, especially in person. I don't see anything different. I don't see, the only thing I can see different in the game is the Bucs offense playing better, right? But if that defense don't get better, it's going to be an issue. And particularly the pass defense, and particularly in the middle of the field, in particular the linebackers. The secondary came up in key moments. Antoine Winfield Jr. Shout out to Antoine Winfield Jr. Big game-saving touchdown pass breakup. Because he was open. And that was a terrible defensive call that the Todd Bowles called. That was a terrible defensive call by Todd Bowles in that type of situation. You don't call a cover 2 shell. You don't do that because once you get past the cornerback, you could drop that ball right into the receiver if you got a quarterback that'll make the throw. And Penix made the right throw. Luckily, Winfield Jr. with the awareness is not to try to tackle the guy, to attack the ball, attack the arms. Go back and watch that play. Winfield Jr. didn't go for the tackle. He went for the arms and the hands to dislodge the ball because he actually caught the ball. That was the guy that replaced Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney was it was game time decision. He got DNP game time. That number 82 caught the ball. He caught it. And Winfield Jr., he didn't go for the big hit. He went for the arms. Shout out to Winfield Jr. He didn't do a lot that game, but he came up in the clutch moment. And that's what we had. Winfield Jr. clutch, Emeka clutch, Baker clutch. And we needed those 3 players in this game. We needed all 3 players in this game. Even the punt return or the kickoff return with was it Cam Johnson? Great return. The Bucs did not play well, and they got the dub. Atlanta was struggling throwing the ball for the most part, but once Penix got a rhythm, he started eating the Bucs up with those throws. Like, it was too easy. Todd Bowles was sending blitzes, and Atlanta was picking that up. And Penix started throwing them things out there. But I don't like the situation with the linebackers. Pass coverage. Savante Dennis is not fast, folks. Watching that in person, he's not fast. He was getting dusted. Not a great tackler either. Zion McCullough dropped 2 gimme interceptions. In his hands. Hit him in the hands. Drop. Mr. Everything Bucks. I already said we got the dub. I'm not talking about it. I'm just giving you the details of what I saw in the game. See, people talk noise about our team and don't know what they're talking about or don't know what they're looking at. But when you watching the game in person, you can literally see all this happening. Zion McCullough, if he wants to be an elite cornerback, he got to catch those interceptions. Jamel Dean kind of missed one. Number 35 missed one too. Matter of fact, at the end of the game, Mr. Hodges, number 4, it used to be number 12, he ran a go route by Dean. And for whatever reason, he wasn't expecting the ball. If he was expecting the ball, that was a touchdown. Number 35 almost blew it. Let me repeat, watching that in person, number 35 almost blew it. When Penix threw that ball, he actually threw the ball. It was a dime. Number 4 just didn't see the ball or he wasn't paying attention. Because if he would have had his head turned looking for the ball, he could have tracked that ball and that would have been a touchdown. 26-23 with something seconds left. Number 35 will be a problem, folks. He's going to be an issue. He's too sporadic. The run defense played very well. For whatever reason, it seemed like to me, watching the game, the Bucs are so driven on stopping the run and making quarterbacks pass the ball, but it's backfired on them. But I don't see Dean, I don't see number 35 out there for 17 games. I just don't see it because he could be playing well and then he just kind of like just goes into this weird space. I don't know what it is, but he dodged a bullet at the end of the game. Zion McCullough is CB number 1, but our issues is at the middle of the field just like last year. We got the dub, but I got to talk about the details of the game. Look, I already spoke on getting the dub. I don't need to keep repeating that. We got the dub. That ain't changing. But I'm talking about the details of the game. We can't cover the dub up without talking about the details of the game. What do your eyes tell you? I see the same team. I don't see this huge difference in pass defense. What does your eyes tell you? We can stop the run, but the pass and the pass rush. Diaby, he had some plays. He had some pressures here and there, but it wasn't a lot. It was like the Bucs always a half a second or 1 second late, and that's not good enough. The Falcons, they were missing their starting right tackle and their backup right tackle. Hassan Reddick had a sack. But it was almost like there was no... It was like the impact of that sack. We needed him to show up in moments where he couldn't get back. There was a couple times that he was getting blocked one-on-one by number 71, Wilkins. Number 71 was holding his own against Hassan Reddick. I'm going to go back and watch the all-22 the condensed version in all 22 so I can get more in depth. But these are things that I'm kind of worried about moving forward. You know, just things that the Bucs need to clean up offensively. I think, like I said, I think the Bucs will be fine. Offensively, they play well in spots, which lets me know they'll be fine. Once Josh Gizzard understands what he's doing, because you could tell he was kind of, remember, first-year play caller. First-year play caller. He's going to struggle a little bit. I don't like our depth. I don't like our D-line depth. I don't like it. Red Gaines, Anthony Nelson, like Braswell, I don't like it. Logan Hall was non-existent in this game. The Bucs got some things they got to clean up offensively, which I have every bit of the confidence that the Bucs will clean up their offensive issues. Tristian gets back. Godwin gets back. When Godwin gets back and J-Mac gets back, the offense is going to be ridiculous. Dog, they did this today in spots. The Bucs offense in certain spots look like they're going to be a problem. But once you go back and look at the game and look at the Bucs in those spots when they play well offensively, just imagine when they get Godwin and J-Mac and Tristian Wrifs back. When the Bucs offense is at full and full throttle, unstoppable. But the issue lies defensively. That's why I can't really get too mad at the offense, because first year play caller. Now, he don't look nothing like Liam Cohen. Let me tell y'all that. He tried some Liam Cohen plays, but it was like he didn't have a feel for the game yet. He's learning on the fly. Like, as the game went, he was struggling. I don't like Todd Bowles' in-game management still. I don't like it. Remember, every season is not the same. But sometimes when things change, things can remain the same. I was hoping to see a big jump with the defense, in particular the pass rush, in particular the pass defense, in particular the middle of the field, but I did not see it. But Josh Gizzard is not Liam Cohen. And a lot of y'all was mad at Liam Cohen, but I promise you, he is nothing like Liam Cohen. And I know I might be judging. I'm not going to judge him too early, but just on what he was trying to do, you could tell he even reached into the Liam Cohen bag to run those counter trays with Emeka and Bucky. And it's like, once teams get a feel of what you like to do, you can't go into the next season thinking that's going to keep working. And I got to get back on the defense because I'm concerned. Shaq Barrett is literally, Hassan Reddick is literally Shaq Barrett. Yeah, Todd Bowles in that timeout was weird. It was weird. Like, he still struggles. A tiger don't change a leopard don't change his spots. A tiger don't change his stripes. Todd Bowles, and he is who he is when it comes to in-game management, in-game decisions. He should have challenged one of those plays that a couple plays that the Falcons, like, they didn't get that. But for whatever reason, he didn't challenge it. Like, how did you not challenge those plays, man? When I go back and watch the game, it's like Todd Bowles, I was watching him on the sideline. It was like, yo, challenge it, man. He didn't catch that. He didn't get the first down. Like, what was Todd Bowles doing? It's like he struggles in that department. And that's not going to work against really good coaches. See, the Atlanta coaching staff is pretty much kind of mid. We're better than Atlanta, obviously. But Atlanta coaching staff, they don't have an elite coaching staff. Raheem Morris is not an elite coach because he still struggles. Todd Bowles is just a little bit better than Raheem Morris. and I'm gonna say this too, there is no big gap between the Bucs and the Falcons. I thought it was gonna be bigger this year. No. There is no big gap between the Bucs and the Falcons, folks. Watching that game, watching those rosters, it's like, overall. Even the coaching staffs are pretty even. And that's not a great thing to say. I think we're better overall, a better roster overall, but the Falcons are a little bit more younger in certain areas, like their pass rush, Pearson, Walker, and all that stuff like that, and their, Bijan, Drake, and Michael Penix, maybe Kyle Pitts. They're young in those areas. AJ Terrell kind of getting up there. Jesse Bates still good. But there is no huge gap between the two teams. That, like, watching that game, I was like, every time we play Atlanta, whether it's Tampa or Atlanta, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. A missed field goal, a missed extra point. I've seen this matchup 4 straight times. So now the last 5 games is 3-2 Falcons. The Falcons got 3, the Bucs got 2 the last 5 games. And if you go back and watch all those 5 games, you're gonna be like, there's no huge gap. The Bucs are a better team. Slightly better coaching, slightly better roster, but there is no significant difference. That game was evenly matched. Like it was almost like, as a football fan, it was a fascinating game to watch. It was a really good game to watch as a football. If I wasn't a fan of neither one of those teams, if I was just a football fan, that was a great game to watch. Like, it's like, damn, these teams are seesawing back and forth. 10-10, 13-10. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, okay, 17-13, 20-17, 20-20. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was back and forth, man. It was like, damn. And everything in the fourth quarter was so tight. It was so tight up in there, you can damn near hear people just piss on themselves and fart. It was tight up in there because it was like, we didn't know what to expect as football fans, Falcons fans and Bucs fans. I mean, great game between both teams. I'm not worried about the Saints. I'm not worried about the Panthers. Both of those teams are bad. The only team I'm worried about for the next 5 years is the Falcons. That is the only team I'm worried about in our division. Because the Falcons are going to be a problem, folks. The Bucs are a problem, but the Falcons are going to be a thorn on our side for a long time. That was a great game, folks. Like, you can't get no better than that. Like, first game of the season, division game against a team that is they are on our butts. The Falcons are on our tails. Do you hear me? They close. They are close to the Bucs. Not quite matching the Bucs, but they're close. And they just keep getting closer and closer. And we got to find a way to pull away from them. Man, watch out. Outstanding game, outstanding victory. The Falcons, let me speak on the Falcons. Raheem Morris, you better cut Younghoe Koo. You got to cut that fella. You got to cut him. He's not worth it. He's not worth the trouble. He cost the Falcons, along with Kirk Cousins, multiple games last year. He missed like 8-9 kicks last year. They got to cut him. They got to cut Younghoe Koo. That dude is cooked. Oh, Tomcat, what's up, man? United States Navy. I see you, baby. I just who's this? Cody Russell. I gave you some ammunition to be a shooter, man. I gave you a shooter. I gave you some ammunition to be a shooter, man. So I'm gonna give you the. I gotta get some more shooters in the chat. So Cody, shout out to Cody Russell. You are the newest shooter. So everybody give Cody Russell a round of applause, man. He's been with me for a long time, and he's been a loyal pirate, sea bandit on this channel. I had to give him some ammunition to be the shooter this year, man. I've been watching him for a while, and he's a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude, and I wanted him to be a shooter. He's been on my list to be a shooter, and I figure I'll kick off the season by announcing that too. He's a shooter, so y'all can talk that noise, and if he don't like it, he's gonna mute you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for more shooters. This season, I'm looking for more shooters. There's about 3 to 4 more spots open. So I'll be watching the comment section. But Young Wei Koo, he is done. He cooked. Young Wei Koo is cooked. He got so much pressure on him, he can't even function right. Even when, before the field goal happened, and then Todd Bowles called that timeout, he kicked it anyway. That kick would look shaky. That was a free kick, and it looked shaky. You hear me? The practice kick before the kick that he missed, that was shaky. That was an awful field goal attempt by him. And everything was lined up. The snap was good. The hole was good. That dude got the case of the yips. Justin Tucker, it happened to Justin Tucker. Matt Gay, Roberto Aguayo, Matt Bryan. I don't know what the Falcons are gonna do, but he's gonna hold them back. I left the stadium a little bit before the game was over with. So I was watching the game, walking back to the car, to the truck, and with my little yeah. You know, she gone. That was my little yeah. You know what I'm saying? And those Falcons fans, they're not happy, folks. We got the dub. But those Falcons fans, oh my gosh, they are sick right now. He made a field goal today. It bounced off the goddamn pole. He kicked a field goal today, and it bounced in. It bounced off the right side of the field goal the field goal post, and it bounced in. And everybody in the stadium was like, whew. It's like every time he kicks, field goal, extra point, it's always there on the edge of their seat. It went through. Right then and there, everybody was like, oh my gosh. When we was watching the game, leaving the stadium, because we wanted to beat the traffic, Falcons fans wanted the touchdown. They didn't want the field goal. Even the Falcons fans didn't want Young Wei Koo kicking a field goal to go into overtime. This game should have been in overtime. 95% of the kickers make that kick. Atlanta, the fans in Atlanta they are hot at Young Wei Koo. Because they went through this last year. It's like PTSD. And Chase McLaughlin, what? I was shocked. I was shocked at Chase today. Missed extra point, missed field goal. As bad as we played, we got that dub. You should see the Falcons fans walking by right now. It's hot out here. Their faces are like, what the? It's not good, folks. It's not. I am so glad we're not on that type of time. Now, if we would have lost the game, if we would have lost it, of course, us Bucs fans, we'd be like, oh man, But them losing that game the way they lost, they might jump off the building. Younghoe Koo better go straight to home. He can't hang out nowhere in Atlanta right now because nobody in Atlanta likes him. We almost got 100 people in the chat. Can we get the likes up? Can we get the likes? I got 30 likes and about 75 people in the chat. That ain't matching up. Can we like the video, please? Can we like this live stream? This is the Bucs, Bucos Locker post-game recap. Bucs win 23-20 in a tough, hard-fought game against a divisional opponent, the Atlanta Falcons. They played hard. Their defense played pretty good. The Atlanta Falcons defense played very well. Like Jeff Ulbrich, the new defensive coordinator, that defense is gonna be better. Like the Bucs had about 250 yards, 260 yards total offense. Yeah, Baker had about $150 passing, $160 or something like that. Oh, that was a very good win. And I'm not down in this. Look, we're going to take all of it. Remember I was telling y'all about the over-under, about 10 wins, maybe 11, and I stuck with 10. For us to get to 11 wins, these are the type of games we got to have. Like, sometimes we're just going to have to win those tough games. The first 7 out of 11 games are on the road. Yep. But man, I'm just things that the Bucs can work on offensively. I think it's just more about Josh Gizzard just getting comfortable with the plays, play calling, because he was trying to get in his Liam Cohen bag and he just didn't have a feel for the game. Like, Josh Gizzard is going to go through some weird times. Because he don't have the feel yet. Oh, she cute. Don't have the feel yet. And then, of course, when you get Tristian back next week, or after that, or Godwin come back, and J-Mac come back, we'll be fine. But he just got to get a feel of the game. He got to understand the flow of the game. It's like he missed some play calls. And then Baker was very erratic. Yeah, Baker was very erratic. Like, pretty bad. I don't know what was up with him. It was Atlanta be having a lot of Atlanta boy, I'm telling you, boy, Atlanta boy, Jesus Christ, boy, it's just goodness gracious. Trying to keep my eyes on the screen here, man. I'm like, God dang. And they don't mean you coming. Anyway. I mean, Atlanta is godly, boy. It's like, wee. At the game, bro, I was like, my little yeah, I was like, wee. Crazy, man, crazy. But yeah, so back to the game. Josh Gizzard, he was struggling with the play calling. Even his run plays was off. Like, the Bucs didn't run the ball well at all. And then when you go back and look at it, you be like, how the hell did we win that game? Yep. Yeah, at the MARTA station, yeah. How did we win that game? I gave y'all the reason why we won that game. We won that game because we're slightly better than Atlanta. That's just what it is. We were better in the clutch than Atlanta. Because if you look at all the clutch plays, we did them one better. 20-16. 2 minutes and some change. (20-16). Bucs get the ball. It's time to put up and shut up. And Baker went right down the field. Baker Mayfield scrambling was a huge difference in the game. Y'all better thank Baker. His way to get out of sacks and make plays with his feet was a huge difference in the game. Oh yeah, Atlanta won in every category except for penalties. How the hell did we win that game? I told y'all what. I told y'all why. It wasn't even coaching. The coaching was pretty even. Both coaches are not great. They just got talented players. There's a difference. Nobody looks at Todd Bowles and says he's a great coach. Nobody looks at Raheem Morris and says, oh, that dude can coach. They have great talents. To be honest with you, I think the Bucs are underachieving. The Bucs should be a lot better than what they show consistently. Atlanta was better in every area except for penalties. That roughing the quarterback on Baker Mayfield. I think on both ends, I think the refs they were in the way. The refs was in the way. They made the game more intense than it should have been. They were in the way. Because at the end of the game, it was like the drive that the Falcons was going down there to score that touchdown, man, it felt like it took forever. Jamel Dean with a flag. Greg Gaines. And it was just like weird stuff going on. It was just like one thing after another, and they stop and play and this and that. And the Falcons got inside the 10-yard line. It was offsetting penalties. It was just all kind of stuff going on. It was weird, man. That game was weird, man. But it was good, but it was weird at the same time. I like the game. I like games like that. But the Bucs got to tighten up. They got to tighten up, man. Because, like Dada said, the Bucs won. The Falcons beat us in every category, except for the dub and the penalties. Like, you can't even hit the quarterback anymore. Yep. The Bucs couldn't run the ball. They can barely throw the ball. Mike Evans was getting catches early, but then they kind of like took him out the game, and then Baker had to go to Sterling Shepard and Emeka a few times. I got this crackhead in the middle of the street. It's just standing there. And Carl's trying to get by. He's just standing in the middle of the street. Like, he's gone. Crackhead. Y'all want to see? I mean, he's in the middle of the street, like walking in the middle of the street. Like, something wrong with that dude. I'll show y'all. And there you go right there. Like, he's walking, like, cars trying to come, on incoming traffic was they coming over that little hill, and they like, what this dude doing? I mean, he's like literally in the middle of the freaking road. Like, dude. Anyway, well, Well, if you count Baker Mayfield's rushing yards, yeah, of course we got him in rushing because he was scrambling. But just from the running back perspective, it wasn't good. Yeah, Sterling Shepard, Emeka had some big catches. Cade Otton was irrelevant. Cade Otton, nah, fam. Nah, he ain't. That ain't it, man. At this point, Cade Otton is what he is. Like, Cade Otton did nothing. Now, Baker did miss him on a big throw. And I don't even know what Baker was looking at. That was an easy throw to make, but Baker missed it, like, bad. Like, Baker missed Cade Otton on that little corner route bad. Like, how did he miss that? I mean, it was like, just throw it to him. But he threw it over his head. Like, what were you expecting him to go at? He was right where he needed to be at. Just throw it to him. Like, that was a touchdown. And he missed it bad. That was a third down play, too. And when that play happened, I was like, what was he looking at? Wide open. He just, air milled it. It wasn't no real pressure either. So I'm like, just drop it in the bucket. You could have underthrew him. I mean, did he not? I don't know what he was looking at. But Cade Otton, man, he was irrelevant. You hear me? Irrelevant. Like, I was trying to figure out when Baker threw him the ball and he missed that open touchdown, I'm looking like, oh, there go Cade Otton. He was a non-factor for whatever reason. He couldn't do nothing against Atlanta's linebackers or slot corners. Like, we got to do something right there too, folks. Like, I know some of y'all like Cade Otton, but, man, like, Atlanta defense ain't even top tier. How could you not eat against Atlanta defense? Meh. Strange game, man. Like, Cade Otton, if you got your money on Cade Otton in fantasy, then you need to be slapped. I know some of y'all play fantasy, but I could not believe Cade Otton did absolutely nothing. Like, no separation. I don't know if he's 100% healthy, but he wasn't getting no separation. He was struggling. Like, I was like, dang, bro. The Falcons linebackers did a really good job. They was causing problems. Like, Baker had to scramble a few times, like, because Atlanta pass defense was covering the Bucs receivers. The linebackers was covering the middle of the field. Like, Baker didn't throw a lot of balls in the middle of the field. But we got that dub, though. I don't know how the hell we got that dub. But Baker's sheer will in key moments. 20-16, 2 minutes left. Right down the field, drop the dime into Mecca. Drop the dime. Now, do some of y'all remember that first touchdown he threw to Mecca? When that ball left his hand, and I seen number 31, Xavier Watts, I think he's a rookie safety. I'm looking at that ball. I'm like, Baker, do not throw that ball to Emeka. He threw it anyway. He didn't see number 31 creeping from right to left. And number 31, Xavier Watts, I believe he's a rookie from Notre Dame. He had that ball lined up. I think it was a third down, too. That ball, I'm looking at Baker like, oh, he's going to throw it to Emeka. And I'm looking at 31. I'm like, no, don't do it. And he did it anyway. That was a. I don't even know how Xavier Watts didn't intercept that ball. He dropped 2 interceptions, by the way. Baker threw Xavier Watts 2 interceptions. Him in his hands. Did y'all see the play? Like when watching that play live transpire, it was like, cause I seen him looking to his left, which is my right at the time, and I'm looking like, why is he looking on Omeka? Because he thought Omeka had 1-on-1, and I seen number 31 on the hash sliding from right to left. I'm like, oh, he's baiting Baker, and Baker didn't see him, and he threw it. And 31 was literally looking at the ball in the air like, oh, this is mine. He was ready to time his jump and everything. Everybody in the stands was like, oh, that's a pick. Oh, he would have picked that. And he jumped, and for whatever reason, he missed the ball. I mean, literally. Like, you know, when you know the ball is coming, you're supposed to be able to at least knock it down. But in that case, it was like, oh, this is a pick. I even saw it. I was like, that's a pick. Because even I thought it. Baker literally was like, I'm going to YOLO this. Threw it anyway. And I'm watching 31 size him up like, oh, yeah, this is mine. And he missed it. He missed the ball. And it went through his hands, I believe. Because I got to go back and watch that. I couldn't believe it. 5 times that the Falcons should have picked the ball off. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. 2 to Xavier Watts. He tried AJ Terrell a couple times. Evans got a couple catches, but he wasn't finna keep messing with AJ Terrell. Caden Ellis should have had one. Caden Ellis should have had a pick 6. I mean, it literally hit him in his hands. It was a scary game by Baker Mayfield. Scary. He lives like, I know Jameis Winston is not good with living on the edge. But let me tell you, Baker Mayfield lives on the edge just as much as Jameis Winston. He don't throw the picks like Winston, but he lives on the edge big time. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. FIF. I'm like, holy Baker, what are you doing? It was almost like he didn't even care where he was throwing the ball at in those almost interceptions. Like, what were you looking at? You can't be late with the ball. Y'all jumped on Jameis Winston about that, but he is just like that. But the difference is those balls are not being caught. Watching that game in person, I was like, this dude is wilding. Like, what are you doing? That first touchdown on Mecca, go back and watch it. How in the hell did that become a touchdown? Baker, whew, he had some highs and he had some extreme lows and he had some mids. And I didn't like what Josh Gizzard was doing with him either. Like, Josh Gizzard did not set Baker up for success. I didn't like what Josh Gizzard was doing. Like I said, he's a first-year OC. He's going to go through his growing pains, but he got to tighten up. I mean, we got too many weapons to be struggling like that. Josh G. Gizzard. Blizzard. Glizzy. He did not set Rachaad White up, Sean Tucker up, Bucky Irvin, Baker Mayfield. Even Mike Evans probably should have had more catches and more plays, but it was almost like Josh Gizzard didn't know what to do with the playmakers. But I told y'all this. It's going to take, I always said, y'all know me, about week 8, week 9. The first 7 out of 11 games are on the road. That was one of them. These first 11 games won't be easy, folks. Dog, Sean Tucker had a nice run. Dog, we literally got a 3-headed monster. at running back. And he didn't know what to do with it. Like, he didn't know what to do with all those weapons. He has no idea. Like I said, it's still early. He'll be all right, but because we're too talented offensively for him to struggle. But he got a long way to go. Remember, going from being a assistant or some type of passing coordinator crap, he's put together in the third. Now, on third downs, I believe the Bucs was like 50% on third downs, which is good. But he's a third down guy. But a couple of those third downs, that was just Baker scrambling. So he didn't do so well on third down either. Baker picked up a couple first downs just by scrambling. That had nothing to do with the play calling. It was almost like Baker was not sure of himself. But then once Baker got locked in on that last drive, he was all right. Yeah, our D-line it looks the same. Hassan Reddick is basically Shaq Barrett. Yep. Hassan Reddick is basically Shaq Barrett. He just basically took Shaq Barrett's place. Same age, around the same age. I think Shaq Barrett might be like 2 years older. But they got the same kind of build, same kind of height. They're going to struggle against big right tackles. Yeah, Barton played left tackle. Because old buddy over there wasn't doing well. They moved Barton to left tackle. Because he played it at Duke. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. Barton playing left tackle? What's happening here? Why you had to move him out to left tackle? It was that bad? You had to move him out to left tackle? What's happening? Like, you could just move Luke Gadecki over to left tackle or something. You know what I'm saying? Ran Barrett at left tackle. What's happening here, Josh? I mean, we'll get Tristian back, but I'm just saying. Why would you move your center to left tackle in the middle of a game? Yeah, I didn't like the run. I didn't like the run game. The offensively, the run game didn't look good at all. For whatever reason, the Bucs were struggling. Yeah, I said that, King Cook. The Bucs D-line, they were not getting extreme pressure. And Todd Bowles went back to blitzing the quarterback. He went right back to what he knows. Because Todd Bowles saw it. He saw the D-line was not getting pressure with stunts. The D-line cannot straight up rush the quarterback. They just can't do it consistently. The D-line is not talented enough to consistently rush the passer. I watched the game, folks. Can't tell me nothing. I'm sitting here like, what's up with this D-line here? And all of a sudden, Todd Bowles starts sending the goddamn Wolves. Now, Brent, I was at the game. When you are a half a second or a second late, that's not almost. And then when they did get there, they took bad angles. They're not good enough. Did they miss a couple sacks? Sure. But that's just bad angles. That's just bad. That's just not being good enough. Michael Penix is not a mobile quarterback. But how would you miss in sacks? They should have sacked him a few times. But they're not good enough. And then outside of that, they didn't look good. Outside of the almost missed sacks, outside of Hassan Reddick's sack, like most of the game, the D-line needed help with the blitz. Like Todd Bowles just kept blitzing. Like you could tell he was like, okay, I gave y'all enough time to get to the quarterback. It was like Penix dropped back. He got like 2.7 seconds to throw the ball, or 3 seconds to throw the ball, and then he throws it, and then they hit it. It's like, no, man, don't give me the almost sacks. We're over that part. We're over the almost sacks. Like, we over that. We over the we almost. And what did I tell y'all about Yaya Diaby? He won against Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews won that match for the most part. Like, don't give me the almost stats. Like, give me the stats that actually, like, Hassan Reddick got a sack. Shout out to Hassan Reddick. But pressures are within 2.5 seconds. And that's where the Bucs fall apart at. Like, after 2.5 seconds, okay, now you show up. Now you kind of bumping him in the chest. After the ball is gone. Yeah, number 35. Yeah, number 35 with the personal foul, or with the face mask. But I'm just worried about the pass rush, man. I don't see the difference right now. The defense looks the same to me. It does. Remember. Now, Jacob Parrish was out there. He did his thing, in spots, whatever, but he struggled. Like, Tyke Smith struggled. Yep. Tyke Smith struggled a little bit. Savasi Dennis didn't have a great game. Lavonte David was good against the run, but not against the pass. I don't see the defense being, like, good enough for a Super Bowl run. I just don't at this point. Yeah, right. Rondé Barber said it. Like, our trenches are not good enough on the D-line. It's not good enough. And particularly the edge. It's not good enough to compete for the Super Bowl. We might have to make a trade to go get one of the big pass rushers, because I believe if the Bucs had a straight up, like, dog on the edge, I think that'll unlock Vita and Closet Clancy and even Yaya Diaby even more. Like, to be honest with you, like, the Bucs needed a Micah Parsons type, like that can affect. Like, you gotta get with that dude, but even then, he's gonna be a problem. Or Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Myles Garrett type, T.J. Watt type. We needed, like, one of those, like a Will Anderson, a Danielle Hunter, Aiden Hutchinson. We don't have that type of guy on the edge. That's what's gonna hurt the Bucs. Watching that game, good defense, but it's going to fall short in the big moments when they need that sack. Like, when you look at the dub, but then once you get past the W, when you start analyzing the game, you can see where the Bucs are still having problems at. Penix had a good game passing the ball, folks. He had time. And look, anything after 2.5 seconds is like almost. It's like, that's not good enough. Because the talk is, Diaby's going to be a 10-sack guy and all that. He might be. But, man, we need an edge guy, like a big presence. Like, I think that's what the Bucs are missing. I think if the Bucs had a huge edge presence, that defense would be seriously a problem. Because the thing about it is, when the Bucs tried to rush 4, it was like they got there too late. But when the Bucs had blitz, they were getting there, but they were kind of missing in bad angles. But once again, you had the blitz. Like, I was concerned about that too, and I will be moving forward about blitzing all the time. Once Penix started seeing it, he was eating it up. Middle of the field open. But, man, I just, the defense looked the same to me. Stop the run, but can't stop the pass. It's the same thing. It's like a It's like a continuation of what I saw with the defense last year. Like, this game was literally the continuation of what I saw last year with the defense. There was no significant difference. Yeah, Jacob Parrish is out there. No Benjamin Morris. You got Hassan Reddick, but it looks the same. Oh, yeah, Penix was dotting the Bucs up. Like, the first half, he was kind of sketchy because he was trying to figure out Todd Bowles' defense. But I'm telling y'all this, and I don't like the Todd Bowles defense long term. The first couple weeks, Todd Bowles' defense will cause people problems. But once good OCs figure Todd Bowles' defense out, it don't take long to start eating it up. You saw it today. Basically, Penix, yes, it's his second year, but he's kind of a rookie still. Because this is only his fourth game he started. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Michael Penix, this was his fourth game starting at quarterback, and he did that against Todd Bowles' defense. Against an OC that's not considered an elite OC. But once Michael Penix started understanding where the Bucs blitz, and the Bucs blitz the same every single time. I don't even know. They're not fooling nobody anymore. It just take when it's in the game, and the game is moving early, you'll struggle with Todd Bowles' defense, right? If you a bad quarterback, he's gonna eat you up. But if you were decent or, tier 3, like a tier 3, tier 2, you're gonna figure it out. A tier 1 will eat you up. And once Penix starts seeing it, he started diming that thing. He started diming the Bucs up bad. And I guarantee you this, despite the fact that the Bucs won that game, a lot of folks gonna talk about how Michael Penix played. That should tell you something right there. Because everybody's been waiting. This is Michael Penix, his first game of the season. How you gonna hold up against Todd Bowles' defense? Well, fourth game starting, he played very well. Oh, he's not accurate enough. His 3 games that he played, his accuracy was like 60%. Well, today it was over 60%. I think it was like 64, 65, 66%. He played within the system. Then once they started seeing the blitz, he started eating the Bucs up. He dropped some dimes too. Yeah, Noble OG. Michael Penix, his trajectory is going up. He can only go up. The fourth game that he started, and he looked like that. He looked like a upper tier quarterback. I ain't gonna say elite, but today against Todd Bowles' chaotic defense, he looked like a tier 2, like a bottom tier 2 quarterback. Maybe mid tier 2. Like Baker's like bottom, like, he's like the bottom of the top tier, like, that number 10 range, like 10 to 12 range. I would put Michael Penix at like 15, 16 in his fourth game starting. That's how high I will put Michael Penix. After week 1, I got Michael Penix at number 15 at quarterback in his fourth game starting. Let that sink in, folks. I got Penix at 15th ranked quarterback. I got Baker at that 9, 10, 11 range. Baker's been in the league 9 years. I got Penix at 15. That's how good he played today. And if it wasn't for Young Way Cool, who knows what would have happened? I'm just giving y'all like the details of the game. Hashtag we got the dub, but you got to dig a little deeper. This is week 1. But the Bucs got to do, man. But we did a good job. We got the dub. I'm happy. We're 1-0. 1-0 in the division. But I already said this, though. I think we're going to win the division easily. Well, I think we're going to win the division because I think most people got the Bucs winning the division anyway. Most people got the Bucs winning the division anyway. So, like I said, if y'all was watching the Panthers and the Saints today, well, we ain't got no worries about them clowns. Them two teams are terrible. Yep. The Saints and the Kitty Cats, the Aints and the Kitty Cats are terrible. Yep. I didn't watch the games today, but I was kind of keeping track of the Saints and the Panthers. Bryce Young, it's time to move on from him. The Saints, they lost to the Cardinals. I think they lost by a touchdown. Kyler Murray, the Cardinals gonna move on from him. But Bryce Young, nah, fam. Like, I was kind of watching the game a little bit here and there while I was at the game. The Panthers and Saints are bad. They are not good at all. Not good at all. The Panthers got beat up by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody was talking about Bryce Young. He's gonna continue on what he did in the last 4-5 weeks of the season, and he's gonna take a jump. And you couldn't do nothing against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. And then the Saints, Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck. Dog, we're going to have a ball against those teams. I guarantee you. We're going to beat the hell out of those teams. I'm only worried about the Falcons and Tampa. Because at that time when the Falcons come to Tampa, you gotta take a guess here that Michael Penix will be even more comfortable by that time. And then the Bucs will be healthier offensively. So might be a shootout next game. 1st to 30 wins, right? Because the Bucs will have Tristian Wirfs back. They'll have Chris Godwin back. You know. J-Mac probably still be out, but Omeka will have some games under his belt. So the next time we play the Falcons, it's pretty much 1st to 30. Because Penix will be a lot more comfortable with the scheme, and he done seen Tybo's defense. You know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. So, you know. Yeah, you wish. Yeah, the Saints, man. Yeah, the Saints. They've been drafting O-linemen. They draft like 2 years in a row. They went tackle. Fuaga and Kelvin Banks Jr. starting tackles, right tackle, left tackle, young. I don't know how good they're going to be. Kelvin Banks Jr. and Fuaga played pretty well last year as a rookie. But Kelvin Banks, we'll see how he played. They got Cesar Ruiz, a first round guard. Eric McCoy, I think a first round center. No, Eric McCoy was a second round center. One of the two was second round. Cesar Ruiz was second round. And then Trevor Penning was a first round tackle. So they got 4 first rounders on that O-line. But yeah, they're not good. Saints are not good at all. I don't even know why. They have the worst quarterback division in the NFL. I mean, they have the worst quarterback room in the NFL. I don't even know why the Saints didn't go get a quarterback, like a veteran. They needed a veteran quarterback to play with Kamara, Shaheed, and Olave, and Jawan Johnson. You know what I'm saying? They needed a veteran quarterback with those guys. That team is veteran driven, and you need a veteran quarterback. A Spencer Rattler and a Tyler Shuck is not going to lead that team to anything. You know, I don't even know why the Saints didn't draft Shedeur Sanders. I don't even know why they didn't go get Jameis Winston. Like, you could have just brought him back. At least you have a fighting chance. But you think you're going to win games with Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck? What are we doing here? Are you really trying to win? So, and then also, and around the league too, wait a minute, who the Bengals and the Browns. Let me see who won that game. Matter of fact, I don't want to switch off the live stream here right quick, but I was watching the game. The Bengals was winning 17-16. They're winning that game. The Commanders beat the Giants, and they got Russell Wilson. I think they should play Jackson Dart. Like, literally, I think the Giants should play Jackson Dart. Oh, so the Bengals won 17-16? Okay. Joe Burrow had a terrible game. Joe Burrow had a terrible game, and they still won the game. The Bengals defense played well, right? Remember that was the talk of the town? Joe Flacco. The Browns look the same as they did last year. They can't run the ball, and they got to throw the ball. But I think the Giants need to play Jackson Dart like now. Because there is no difference between... There is no big gap. I think Jackson Dart right now is better than Russell Wilson. Like, what is the holdup? What you waiting on? Did y'all see Russell Wilson today? I didn't watch the game, but I was kind of tracking a little bit. He didn't do anything. Russell Wilson cannot see over the offensive line, defensive line. He can't throw the ball in the middle of the field. He don't attack the middle of the field. He can only throw moon balls and checkdowns. Why did the Giants not play Jackson Dart? Why didn't they start him? Y'all remember when Russell Wilson, when they signed Matt Flynn, and then Russell Wilson was drafted in the 3rd round, and then Russell Wilson outplayed Matt Flynn in preseason, and they went with Russell Wilson to start the season as a rookie? The Giants should have did the exact same thing. The Giants should have said, this rookie's too good. Remember when I told y'all when it comes to rookies? If the rookie is playing well in preseason and he's playing well as the veteran or playing better than the veteran, because he clearly outplayed Russell Wilson in preseason, you go with the young guy. The Giants are a goofball organization. You drafted Jackson Dart after you signed Winston and Russell Wilson. You gave Russell Wilson $21 million for 1 year, and you gave Winston like $8 million for 2 years. And then you drafted Jackson Dart. And then Jackson Dart outperforms the veterans, in particular your starter. So you signed Jameis Winston to a backup quarterback contract. Cool. You signed Russell Wilson to a 1 year, $21 million. I think $16 million guaranteed. You don't need Russell Wilson. All they really need to do is start Jackson Dart and have Winston behind Jackson Dart. You don't need Russell Wilson. You don't. Jackson Dart, Winston as your backup, and Tommy DeVito as your third string. Russell Wilson will not do nothing for their offense. The Giants' offense got some playmakers, and they're going to be held back because of Russell Wilson can't see over the defensive line, offensive line, because he can't throw the ball in the middle of the field. He throws checkdowns and moonballs. So Jackson Dart will be starting soon. I give it about 2, maybe 3 more weeks. You don't need Russell Wilson. Where are you going? It took me 1 game to realize the Giants made a big mistake by starting Russell Wilson. I guarantee you the talk of the week for the Giants will be, when is Jackson Dart going to play? Jackson Dart is nice. Saw it in preseason. And he got swag. He got that. To be honest with you, Jackson Dart is like a little bit bigger version of Baker Mayfield. Got swag too. You know what I'm saying? I like that too. I like confident quarterbacks. But they need to trade Russell Wilson. They need to get rid of him. Move Jackson Dart to starter. Put Winston in backup. And go re-sign Tommy DeVito. You're not going anywhere with Russell Wilson. It took me 1 game to say, I knew it. Pointless to start Russell Wilson. Pointless. You got Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Rondell Robinson. 3 nice little receivers. Decent tight end too. Tyrone Tracy Jr. at running back. Scatterboo at running back. Decent O-line. And you trying Russell Wilson out there? I like Jackson Dart. Swag. You're not going anywhere, Russell Wilson. Anyway, what was the other game? The Dolphins. The Colts beat the hell out of the Dolphins. The Dolphins in trouble. Red alert for the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel is coaching for his job. I don't think he's gonna make it through the season. I don't think Mike McDaniel is gonna make it through the season. Tua is not good. Dolphins is another team that makes bad decisions. You let Danny Dimes dime you the hell up. Danny Dimes had like over 260 yards passing. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He had a passing touchdown. Like, he went off on the Dolphins. The Dolphins secondary. They lost Ramsey. They lost Javon Holland. Like, the Dolphins secondary is terrible. They got a decent pass rush, but ain't got no secondary. Chop, Bradley Chubb, Phillips, number 92, Zeiler. But the Dolphins are cooked, folks. And I don't understand why teams like Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, they all got big contracts but didn't do anything to earn it. Tyreek Hill they're going to end up trading Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins are going to trade Tyreek Hill. Yep. Because he's going to want out. I don't think he ever did rock with Tua like that anyway. See, the Miami Dolphins is a gadgety offense. Mike McDaniels, right? He's like a watered-down version of Sean McVay. Kyle Shanahan. Watered-down version. Tua got to go or Hill got to go. And more than likely going to get rid of Hill because he still got some trade value because they gave Tua a lot of money. Tua, Trevor Lawrence, and Kyler Murray. Those 3 quarterbacks got paid a ton of money and haven't won sugar honey iced tea, but they got a lot of money. But when you get cooked by Danny Dimes, you know your team bad. You know the Dolphins going to be bad. They're going to be bad. Mm-hmm. Dolphins going to be bad. What else? The Commanders going to be solid. Who else? The Steelers and the Jets. That was a good game. The Steelers won that game. Aaron Rodgers was throwing dimes out there. Did y'all see Aaron Rodgers today? I was catching the updates and the highlights. I was like, Aaron Rodgers out here. It's like he wanted to beat them bad. Like he wanted to beat the Jets really bad. What else? Who else played today? The Raiders and the Patriots. Who won the Raiders and Patriots game? I know the last time I saw it, the Raiders was winning, I think 16-10 or something like that. Did the Raiders win that game? Did the Raiders beat the Patriots? I think they did. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, Raiders got the dub. All that talk about Mike Vrabel this and Mike Vrabel that, you lost to the Raiders, bro. Lost to the Raiders. All that talk about Mike Vrabel this and Mike Vrabel that, you lost to the Raiders. The Raiders ain't going anywhere. They got Pete Carroll as the head coach. They're not going anywhere. You lost to the Raiders. Let's see if they give Mike Vrabel the same energy they gave Gerard Mayo. Yeah, Devin White, I seen that. When the last time I saw it, Devin White had 10 tackles. Devin White had 10 tackles. But let's see if they give Mike Vrabel the same energy they gave Gerard Mayo. Let's keep an eye on that too. The Eagles got the dub. The Chiefs, the Chiefs lost to the Chargers. The Chiefs in trouble. The Cowboys, D-line nice. Young guys. What's going on with the Green Bay and the Lions game? Yeah, Devin White had 11 tackles today. I was like, oh, Lord. Don't tell me he done figured it out. But yeah, I heard somebody saying in the chat the Lions getting drugged right now. Oh Lord, 17-3. Yeah, Mahomes. Yeah, they cooked. Without a bunch of dinking and donking and checkdowns and Mahomes running around, the Chiefs are cooked. They was like, I think last year they was like 9-1 in one-score games. They cooked. Yeah, they cooked. They got an old Travis Kelce. They got Mahomes running around. He has to be magical for them to move the ball. Their receiving core not that great. Travis Kelce old. Their tackles, Joshua Simmons, rookie, and then Juwan Taylor, Mr. False Start. You know, yeah, the Chiefs are cooked. The Chargers and the Broncos are going to give them major problems. What's going on with the Broncos? What's going on with the Broncos? Somebody said Bo Nix is struggling. Well, what's up with this? What's it? The Seattle Seahawks and 49ers playing too? Zadarius Smith, he signed with the Eagles. I was hoping for the Bucs to pick him up too. Yeah, Zadarius going to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bucs are not. I don't know why, man. Like, Son already got a sack though, but overall, I mean, it was meh. So let me guess. Michael Parsons is causing problems. So Michael Parsons is causing Jared Goff problems, right? Michael Parsons he's a difference maker for the Packers, right? Or the Lions just struggling because they don't got their coordinators, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. Which one is it? What's going on with the Seattle and 49ers game? The Broncos struggling? Baby Mitchell, what's up, man? The Titans is winning. I'm sorry, what? What's the score? Wait a minute. What is the score? Titans and Broncos. Are you serious? The Titans is hanging with the Broncos? That means Ken Ward playing pretty good against that Broncos defense. The Broncos defense is a problem. How does Ken Ward look? Ken Ward looking pretty decent? Bo Nix struggling? What's his stat line? What Bo Nix doing? People don't realize this. Titans had the #1 defense in the NFL. People don't realize this, but I got to tell y'all this. The Titans had the #1 defense in the NFL. Well, I think it was number 3. It was top 3. Like total defense, the Titans was literally at the top. People forget that Titans defense was a problem. It was just the offense was terrible. The Titans defense was really pesky. Yeah, I thought so. The Titans had the #1 defense in the NFL. Nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about the Titans having the #1 defense. It was the Broncos, the Vikings, this and that. But the Titans defense, boy, Jeffrey Simmons is a problem. They got Sweat. They drafted DeAndre Sweat, and Joshua Simmons, Jeffrey Simmons and DeAndre Sweat. Yeah, them boys in the middle, they literally like that. Bo Nix threw 2 interceptions. All the talk I've heard about Bo Nix this and Bo Nix that. Yeah, all right. The Auburn version of Bo Nix is showing up. The Auburn Bo Nix is showing up. 2 interceptions already. That's the Auburn Bo Nix. See, the media pundits was like, Bo Nix this and Bo Nix that and Bo Nix this and Bo Nix that and Bo Nix this and Bo Nix that. I was like, I seen Bo Nix playing the SEC. This dude had to go to the Pac-10 or the Pac-12. He had to go to Oregon in a spread offense to look decent. But when you put Bo Nix in the SEC, couldn't cut it. And the fact that he got Sean Payton as his head coach, as the OC, it's making him better than what he really is. I heard George Kittle hurt. Bo Nix, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Sean Payton is your head coach and OC. If you go back and watch Bo Nix in the SEC, he was not good. He had to run away from the SEC because they was giving it to him. And you got Sean Payton as your head coach and OC. So last year, you overachieved. Real SEC fans know about Bo Nix. Real SEC fans know about Bo Nix. Facts. But anyway, the Seahawks is beating the 49ers. I heard George Kittle hurt. Yeah, so yeah, Herbert nice. Herbert is starting to kind of find himself. It took Herbert a couple years because the media was hyping him up too, and I just wanted to see Herbert do something. And when they played the Chiefs, he showed me something. He showed me something against the Chiefs. He played a really good game against the Chiefs. Over 300 yards. I think he had over 40 yards rushing, 50 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Justin Herbert played pretty good. I give it to him. But I was skeptical about him too. He needed to make the jump. I mean, it look like he's about to make the jump. Let's see, who else? Veritas 93, what's up, man? Never ever said it, I love you. Anyway, we got the Texans next, by the way, so that's gonna be a tough game. Texas is gonna be a tough game. Yeah. So back to the Bucs. The Bucs got the dub, 23-20, moved to 1 win and no losses. On the road, big victory against the Atlanta Falcons. I know they sick right now. The difference of the game, man. It's the moments. We'll talk more about the game in more details. I'm going to watch the game again. And we're going to get in depth. We're going to have a conversation amongst ourselves. We're going to open up the locker room. We're going to have a conversation about what you saw. We're going to see. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank y'all for joining this live stream in Atlanta, down here by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag no excuses. Hashtag do better. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag what do your eyes tell you. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game, I just talk about it. Hashtag probability over possibility. Hashtag next level. Hashtag why. Hashtag what are we doing. I'll see y'all tomorrow, I believe, for the post-game breakdown with the locker room open, and you tell me what you saw on TV versus what I saw in person. We'll have that conversation tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bucos Locker signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.